other side. Any side. Here we go. La la la, ready? 1, 2. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
If you could just begin, Peter, by introducing yourself and talking a little bit about your background.
Okay, so hello, I'm Peter Higgins and I'm the director of JustSing, Newark's community choir. Years ago, I trained to be a concert pianist basically at Music College in London, at Trinity College. I trained there for 6 years, back in the 1980s. And when I left college, I then went on to like the concert circuit and worked with violinists and singers, various other instrumentalists, and made a living out of doing that and a little bit of teaching as well. So there was a poster outside the London Road Congregational Church, and they wanted to start up a choir for the community. Not a church choir, but just a choir that would use the space at the back of the church and bring people together to sing. So they had a taste today, and I went along with some friends, and we had a wonderful time, wonderful morning singing. And at the end of it, they said, oh, now that was just a one-off, and we need find somebody to run the choir. So I kind of put my hand up and suggested that I would do it for a bit on a probationary kind of basis and see whether they liked what I did. So I took some rehearsals and they seemed to really enjoy it. So I went from there really, and then I took over, and then I do it every 2 weeks ever since then.
It's very much, the choir is very much a church promoted activity. It was the church that decided we wanted to set up a choir of some sort. We didn't know quite what sort of choir, we didn't know whether there was people going to be interested in being in a choir. But we thought we'd give it a go. So I was involved right from the beginning. That's just over 5 years ago now, when we launched a couple of taster events just to see whether there was any interest in people coming to a choir, because we got no idea at all. It was our minister who thought about having a choir set up for the church. And it was always our intention. It wasn't ever going to be a church choir. It was going to be a choir involved with the church, and it's a different thing altogether.
So you've got to wait for everybody else to do thy book.
Peter has been able to present us with increasingly more complicated and challenging music or songs, which we all have fun in learning.
I wish it was every week, but it's every fortnight, and I really look forward to it. And he makes everything so much fun, and he's got us to sing in different languages, in different genres, and it's just amazing, and I just love it.
My book of toil is read, go to... There's a train a-coming, so go through that a little bit more. You've got to get a bit more of, this is all about freedom trains coming. We're going to get on it, and it will bring us freedom. So we need to kind of enliven it. There's a train coming, 1, 2, go!
There's a train coming, bringing me sunshine, bringing me blue sky. There's a train coming, bringing me freedom, carrying me home.
I've been here at the choir since I came back from university this summer, and joining it was something that I really wanted to do, because it was something that singing something that I really like doing, and I hadn't done it for a while, so I was just sort of looking for a way into doing it again with some sort of choir that didn't necessarily cost too much. And I know Peter as well, so I had piano lessons with him as a child. So I know that he's really good, and it was sort of a no-brainer really. I'll come along and I'll join my dad here, and it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely amazing. I just love it. I can't really say much else. I just really like it. The singing brings back some sort of confidence that I've lost.
And the really terrific thing is, and it's a lot of this is down to Peter's skill, is we make a fantastic sound sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes when it all comes together, you wouldn't know that it was a choir that was based that way. We compete and we go to events with other choirs who I think have got much more strict entry criteria than we would ever have, and we're as good as them. And I think it's absolutely terrific. And the buzz that it gives you when you get something right, and we know when we've got things right. The concerts that we do, with some of those performances that we've done, some of those numbers, you do it and you think, wow, did we really do that? Because it makes you tingle down the back of your neck when you get it right.
Very good, okay.
Every time we do a concert, a big concert like that, try and give a bit of a challenge piece. So we did some Russian this time, 2 pieces in Russian, which we've not done before in a big event like that. So I think people have a real sense of achievement. We did a really broad range of music with some soloists as well, doing various pieces. So it was a good event for them, and it's lovely to share their music, what they learn every 2 weeks when they come to me. They share their music with their people, their family and their friends who are sitting on the other side and listening. So it's good for them to show everybody what they're doing, I think.
Well, I'm Beth and this is Angeline, and I first started the choir 4 years ago in the summer. I was just looking for somewhere to sing because I've always sort of sang, but not for a long time. I'm just going to walk on. And then actually it was just by driving by and seeing the banner, and I was like, you know what, I'd really like to try a choir. And yeah, here I am, still here.
Sing, Lou, sing, sing, Lou, oh mother's nearby.
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 Listening to the silence.
It's more than a choir because you become like a family, and those 4 years have been quite a tough 4 years for me, and I've made really, really good friends here, and they supported me through huge changes in my personal life, and you come here and there's just so much love and support for each other, which I don't find anywhere else really.
the draw in this choir is the warmth and friendliness of the people in it. And the way Peter brings things out of us, it's just a wonderful way. I can't describe it. He makes it fun, he makes it challenging.
I think it's just, I know it's, you know, sounds over the top, but I really can't stress how much it has, you know, totally changed my life, and talking to other women around me, and I think it's much the same. It's almost like a lifeline, you know, because you think, oh, I've got choir to look forward to.
People love coming to that choir, and I've heard some comments from quite a lot of people about exactly how much it means to them to come to that choir. Quite emotional, you know, really gets people in the heart to be part of a community like that. And also, meeting another one of our aims really, you can tell that people are getting support from being part of that group, that they come along, they might have all sort of problems in the world, but they come along to that group, and for a few hours on the Saturday morning they feel part of a community and they're supported and things look better in their world. And you know what, that's worth doing just for that.
For someone who's watching this, maybe who has maybe no prior knowledge or just a little bit of knowledge about JustSing, what would you say to that person?
Just to come along, just come and try it. We're a friendly group. You don't have to have any experience, you don't need to be able to read music, just come along and enjoy it. We have coffee, we have good quality biscuits, which is always important. Just come along and try it. And we sing, we've always got accessible music, there's some challenge music, and then there's some music that's really, really simple and everybody. And I get people singing right from the offset, and you can't help but join in with just the beautiful harmonies. If you're surrounded by people who are singing really beautifully, you will join in with them. So even if you think you don't have a wonderful voice, or you won't blend in, I'm sure you will, because everybody, quite often people say that when they first come. For the first rehearsal, I'm not sure, I'm very nervous. We'll say, okay, I'll sit you next to someone who just kind of held your hand, as it were, and then you'll have a lovely time. And most people seem to really, really enjoy it, and they always come back. So do come along, and it's free as well. You could donate if you want to in the morning, but it is free, so it's open access. There's no reason not to come.